No? I
So many false starts.
so many false starts.
Okay. Hi, good morning. It's Kylie Shekumalo here from ENCA here in Johannesburg. So I just wanted to find out from the family. I mean, with the outpouring of condolences coming from far and wide, how has that been for the family? And also, as a way of making sure that this revered giant, his legacy is preserved for generations and more generations, how are you envisaging that really just taking its course, as it were? Thank you.
Well, I'll start with, as I mentioned earlier, it's very interesting to be in this position. I mean, no one looks forward to the day that they're going to mourn any family member, and certainly as a son, to mourn your father. And it is something else completely to find yourself doing it with the entire world. It's a new experience. However, I can say that for my entire family, when you get the amount of love and just pure personal stories from people all over the globe, the passion with which they loved this man, it is incredible. We just can't stop marveling that here we are days later in a world where, you know, news is disposable, you know. Things go away quickly. People get emotional about something and then it's on to the next. And it has been truly incredible to see the passion every day with which the world wants to continue to celebrate and to help us grieve. And it has given us truly an immense amount of strength. It has given us a power that we needed and we didn't know we would have access to. And again, you know, we say thank you to everyone around the world for continuing to share these stories.
Any more questions? Go.
Cindy Suetwala from ANN7. Just clarity on the, you mentioned something about the funeral being private. Does it mean that no media will be allowed? And can you just clarify that?
Yes. This is a family, relatives and close friends funeral. Because our brother really wanted that to happen. He wanted a very close family, and I think we have also tried to accommodate everybody with the memorials that we have in, and would urge everybody who wants to pay his tributes and last respect to at least attend those memorial services. Yeah, but the media will be allowed in those memorial services.
Another question on that side? I'd like to get back to the question that you asked, how we wish to bring forward through the foundation. Hugh Masekela did strategically position this foundation in order to, he was a cultural activist, as you know. He was much more than just a musical person. His vision was for cultural reaffirmation, renaissance across the continent and in the diaspora. So what we want to do, there are a whole number of areas that he wanted us to focus on as a foundation. The first one is about genealogy. Where do we all come from? Just to be able to retrace our historical roots as Africans. He talked about intergenerational communications, very strong on that. And then he was strong on languages and music, yeah? Just to capture all of those and have a repository of our musical histories, our languages, which, as you know, are in trouble in some instances, and then music and dance and theater and literature. Those are the kinds of things that we want to bring together through the foundation, through the vision of Hugh Masekela. All that will come through as we go henceforth. Thanks. Are there any other questions? Please go ahead.
Siyabonga Sithole from the New Age. We've just spoken about the legacy and his vision, and how can people, fans, and those who love at him contribute in making sure that that vision continues.
Well, there is a website, as I said, which will be up. I think there's a page right now, but maybe through communication that way, through the foundation and our office, we'll be able to see where people can contribute. We have partners all over the place, institutions of higher learning, for instance. We have partners all over the country about the music that we want to archive for posterity, for future generations. That way we have all kinds of partners, and everybody and anybody who shares this vision of this luminary, this icon, will be able to assist us in pursuing this vision.
Hello again. Just a clarity-seeking question. So the funeral would be private. And have you been able to establish the exact date? When exactly would it be?
We're still working on the date as a family, so it's still in progress. But as I'm saying, it will be for family. I don't know if we want to call it private, but it will be a family funeral.
Hi, Jermaine from SABC Radio. I just want to find out, has the government reached out at all in terms of offering an official funeral, as was earlier discussed?
Yes, government has reached out.
Sbahle Mota from Jacaranda FM. On behalf of the foundation, how would you guys like for Mr. Hugh Masekela to be remembered?
Thank you very much. I think firstly, on behalf of the foundation, to pay tribute to Dr. Masekela and to pay our condolences to the family in this difficult time, and to thank again everybody that's been supportive and has shown their emotion to such a great giant. As a foundation, Dr. Masekela was a visionary. At all stages of his life, he was a visionary. And the one thing we as a foundation celebrate about his life is his integrity. He always lived by what he believed. And all people that knew him knew that he always lived by what he believed. A number of years ago already, I think really fortunately, Dr. Masekela had this vision that he had wanted to create a foundation to, I think as the chairman of the foundation highlighted, to focus on a number of touch points around African heritage. It wasn't about Hugh Masekela and his music. It wasn't about South Africa. It was about the continent in its entirety. And every time he spoke about that vision, the key word was the continent of Africa and its heritage. We obviously would like him to be celebrated through his music, I think, but he also has a broader vision of all of us celebrating the heritage of the continent of Africa, and for all of us to carry that forward. And I think Dr. Masekela was always a people's person. And I think as the foundation, we would really encourage that people, as the chairman highlighted, that people communicate with the foundation
share views, and all the support that we can receive as a foundation, I think we would welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Griselda Kekana from Times Media. I just want to clarify. You did say that the funeral will be a family event. Was that Brahu's wishes? Is that what he stated that he wanted? And how do you guys now pass the message to the fans who would have loved to be part of the funeral? How do you want them to kind of celebrate his life?
Yes, that's how he wanted to be buried. And I think we have created that, how you call it, platform where his fans and community that can, bid him farewell. And through these memorials, I think we have tried to do that.
Hi, Hitakan Magwedza, Eyewitness News. We understand Brahu made a mark internationally through his activism and music. Can we expect in any of the memorials any participation from international artists or any international organizations such?
No, at this point, not yet. I'm sure we'll update that at a later stage. But at this point, we don't have any information regarding that.
We will also be planning, there will definitely future memorials abroad where international artists will have the opportunity to celebrate him and do the same. You know, I think the opportunity to do that in the best way, in a way that's planned, that really allows it to really shine and to take the time to give people the opportunity to do so and make it special. Because you know my dad didn't want anything to be jive.
Yeah, just to re-emphasize, this has to be a celebration of the life of a wonderful human being, a remarkable musician, a wonderful icon of our country, of our continent, appreciated globally. So we have to ensure that it is a truly wonderful celebration of this giant in the music industry. If there are no other questions, we will, the statement will be sent out through email, and you will be notified again if there are any new information that has to be sent out. The office will get it to you. Thank you very much. That brings to an end this press briefing. Thank you.
All right, the Hugh Masekela family and representatives from his foundation briefing the media on their plans for his memorial and his funeral. A couple of events, they say, have been planned for the next couple of days to honor him. Hearing from his son, Salema Masekela, giving the details of the funeral. They haven't yet set a date for that, but they've said that it will be a private affair for family and close friends. But in order for the public and for fans to honor him and pay their respects, there have been, or there is a plan for quite a few celebrations, but a memorial will be held on Sunday at the UJ Soweto campus. And his son has said that they are very grateful for all the messages and support from all around the world that have come in tribute to his father. So that's just a quick briefing from the family with the details of his funeral, which is a private affair, and then, of course, the memorial, which will take place on Sunday. We're going to take you back now